Hello, everyone. My name is Milan Sharma, and I have some fantastic news to share with you about the failure of the Democratic Party. So, according to an RT article, quote, disaster poll shows that Democrats are less popular than our current president, Donald Trump, the GOP, or even the media. So, a USA Today poll conducted in the first week of March shows Trump's approval rating at 47%, which is pretty bad anyway, and his personal favorability at 45%. 60% of respondents disapprove of his temper, 59% think he tweets too much. While USA Today called Trump's approval quote, a poor rating by historic standards, the numbers look even worse for his opponent in the November 2016 election and the opposition Democratic Party. Hillary Clinton recorded only a 35% approval rating, while the Democrats were at 36%, so not that much higher. So, let me just state that again for you guys. Trump has a 47% approval rating, while Hillary Clinton has a 35% approval rating. So just let that sink in for a second. A former reality TV host, billionaire, who really got entrenched in politics in 2015, is more popular than a politician who's been in the political arena for about 30 years, the last couple decades, and who's received tens of millions of dollars from Wall Street, and receives the total endorsement from the mainstream media, the liberal mainstream media, and she's still less popular than Donald Trump. So I'm going to explain to you why this is. So many people may say, how is this possible? Hillary Clinton's a woman. She's the wife of Bill Clinton, so she must be great. Well, I'm going to explain to you guys why this is happening. So the Democratic Party is unpopular because they do not stand for something. So, for example, Donald Trump, he is fulfilling his promises. Now, is he draining the swamp? In my opinion, he isn't. I mean, he appointed Steve Mnuchin for Secretary of the Treasury, who's part of Goldman Sachs, as well as other people that are part of Goldman Sachs in his administration. But he is standing up to what he believes is true. He's trying to make an immigration ban, like he said during his election, during his campaign. He's fulfilling his promise by doing that. He wants to build a wall in the southern Mexico-U.S. border. He wants to build a wall. He's trying to get legislation done to do that. He said he wants to build up the United States military. Am I for that? No, I believe that the United States military budget, the Pentagon budget, is way, way overpriced. But again, he proposed a budget to increase the Pentagon budget to $54 billion. So again, I'll rephrase the question. Why is the Democratic Party unpopular? Because the Democrats do not have any principles. They don't want to ban fracking. Hillary Clinton did not want to ban fracking. Only Bernie Sanders did. Hillary Clinton did not want to implement a universal healthcare system, but Bernie Sanders always wanted a universal healthcare system. You guys may disagree with his policies, but I'm just saying, in a principled manner, Hillary Clinton in the 90s supported a universal healthcare system with Bernie Sanders, but now when she receives millions of dollars from Goldman Sachs, Wall Street, healthcare industries, pharmaceutical companies, now she's against it. So it's a flip-flop. I mean, during the Democratic Party in July, the Democratic Party convention. I believe it's called when the party votes on their ideals. So they vote for what the party stands for. They voted against banning fracking, like I said earlier. They voted against an anti-TPP stance. And they voted against a $15 minimum wage. So, again, what is the TPP? The TPP would, if it were to pass, it would give foreign corporations and big banks a lot more power in our country. It would give, it would give foreign corporations the power to sue the United States sovereign country in tribunal courts, not even district courts, in a tribunal court. It would lower wages for Americans, and it would have the United States would have lost hundreds of thousands of jobs, and the trade deficit would have gone up. So all these things, and the Democrats take into account, and yet Republicans are more pro. The Democrats, it doesn't make any sense because, excuse me, how are voters supposed to choose who to vote for? And the Democrats aren't anti-TPP, but Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell are pro-TPP. But Trump says he's against TPP, but Hillary Clinton was for the TPP 45 times while she was Secretary of State. She even called it the gold standard, for goodness sake. Anderson Cooper pointed that out, of all people. So, I mean, this is why the Democratic Party is in shambles right now. And they continue to point to Russia as in a new era, in a new McCarthyism era, and I don't know if they're trying to renew a Cold War or renew something, because the Democrats are trying to blame Russia for losing the election. Now, wait a second. In the 13-page report that was released by the CIA, FBI, and Department of Homeland Security, they mentioned Russia intervening, but they provided little to no evidence. This is according to The Guardian. Little to no evidence. As well, some Democrats have even blamed WikiLeaks, which is a whistleblowing organization headed by Julian Assange, the editor, who is living in a London embassy right now at the moment, who hasn't been outside the embassy for 6 to 7 years, I believe, because he's not allowed to go outside, and the UN has called that inhumane. Yet the British and Scottish and Swedish governments still will not let him come outside. But that's a totally different story. I don't want to get sidetracked for you guys. So WikiLeaks. So Democrats blamed Russia. They're allegedly blaming Russia of leaking the DNC documents to WikiLeaks. But yet the 13-page report had nothing to do with WikiLeaks. It hasn't even mentioned WikiLeaks once in the whole entire report. The CIA, there's no evidence. There's not one shred of evidence that Russia even meddled the election. Did Trump have business ties with Russia? Of course he did. But he had business ties with Turkey and Saudi Arabia as well, and China. So you can't focus on the money perspective with that, because Washington is corrupted in politics, and they wouldn't impeach him on that. So there's no direct evidence with that. And plus, the WikiLeaks revelations actually revealed that the Vault 7 revelations showed that the CIA actually uses Russian malware, specific Russian malware code, to make it seem as if Russia intervened, hacked the DNC. I mean, this should be huge news on CNN, but of course it isn't. In fact, CNN's Chris Cuomo said that it was illegal to look at the WikiLeaks revelations, which is that's fake news. That is fake news. And by the way, Hillary Clinton tried blaming the election loss on fake news. I mean, Fox News was calling Obama a socialist, and he won the election by over 300, or he won over 300 electoral votes by a lot, by a huge margin against John McCain. But that's opposite to the point. And there's no evidence at all. And Obama said during the debate against Mitt Romney that he was laughing at Mitt Romney for calling the Russia a geopolitical opponent. And it's just totally hypocritical. The Democrats just have nothing to stand for. So please give me your thoughts below. And thank you so much for listening.